Places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I'm Christine Lisi. A day after Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was placed on injured reserve following the third diagnosed concussion of his NFL career, Coach Mike McDaniel explained that decision.
We do what we feel is best with the information and collaboration with medical experts. As a competitor, obviously, he loves and wants to play, but understanding how this is a process of health.
Miami starts Skylar Thompson on Sunday. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, right ankle injury, did not practice today. Coach Jim Harbaugh said Herbert's feeling much better. He did add Easton Stick will start against the Steelers if Herbert can't play Sunday, but it's too early to consider hypotheticals. Packers quarterback Jordan Love returned to practice for the first time since spraining his MCL. His status uncertain this week at Tennessee. Originally, he was expected to miss 2 to 6 weeks. Baseball, Orioles designated former closer Craig Kimbrell for assignment after the latest in a series of rough outings. His ERA over the last month, close to 14 in 11 appearances.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tom Plate. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's hump day. Yeah!
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Comma. Let's hump, comma, everybody. Period.
Hump day.
Punctuation matters, Muse.
It's hump day.
Otherwise, you find yourself in trouble.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
They're calling HR on you.
Hump day.
True. Nobody bother Danielle.
It's hump day.
We got it taken care of.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints injury report.
Hump day.
Lat is back.
It's hump day.
We got booze talk with Taylor Calandro.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Urban Meyer going back to Florida.
Hump day.
Now,
It's hump day.
John Gruden to Tennessee.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Start the rumors.
Hump day.
Brooks Kubena's here next hour.
It's hump day.
Remember Brooks?
I do.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Used to work here.
Hump day.
Not here. Not physically here. In Baton Rouge.
It's hump day.
Then went to Houston.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Now he's in Philly.
Hump day.
Covers the Eagles.
It's hump day.
Not the band.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Or the Bird.
Hump day.
The football team.
It's hump day.
Russ Mitchell, hour 3.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right. Now let's get going. A lot to do. Oh, if you're going to the LSU UCLA game, have you seen this? They're selling these LSU Yetis. Have you seen this?
No,
Check this out. No, I'm dead serious. They're selling LSU Yetis in Tiger Stadium this weekend. It's their purple Yetis. So if you saw the Monday press conference with BK, Brian Kelly had his he had a Smart Water, his Coca-Cola, and by the way, should never drink Smart Water.
Facts.
You should drink Evermore.
Yep.
Natural artesian water, a better, healthier option. Go read the label. Nothing added, go read the label of Smart Water. See all the stuff added to it. Superior product, Evermore. Anyway, he's got his bottle there, and then he's got his cup on the and I was wondering why, because he never has a cup there.
Yeah.
And Monday, when Kelly, can you pull that? I know you got this here, but or take this down, so I can go show you. Thank you. So, thank you. When Brian Kelly was doing his Monday press conference, he always has his bottle there, and but this week he had a purple. Now I'm wondering if it's going to be in this shot. Nah, shot's too tight. Oh well. I was going to show you that he had a cup there on the. Anyway, this is the cup. So if you're going to Tiger Stadium this weekend, they're going to be selling these, as I understand. I'm not going to be at Tiger Stadium because I go to Don Juan and for whiskey and wine. So will someone please get me one of these? Muse, are you going?
No, but I would also like one.
Paulie, are you going?
I'm not, but I would also like one as well.
You're all letting me down. What good are you?
Doing other things Saturday for work and stuff like that doesn't involve going to the game.
You do pregame.
Yeah.
And then you could go to the game.
You know how hard it is to get into that campus 2 hours before game time? Even 2 hours before game time?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's not even worth it.
Yeah. Just go and park, and I'll get your parking pass, and you walk in, get me a cup and leave.
And just get the cups and
just
go?
Give me a cup. That's all there is. I want you to go. Just give me a cup and leave. No, that's really cool. They look awesome. It's got the 100-year Tiger Stadium logo, the LSU helmet on one side, the state of Louisiana with LSU, and it's a Yeti. Probably looks awesome. Seriously, well done. Whoever designed it, really, really, truly well done. I could use a little gold in there, though. It's purple and silver.
You could
it looks
accent,
a little TCU.
Just accent you don't have to go like full gold logo, but you can have some trim or something.
It looks
there,
a little
right?
TCU, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could go with a little gold. But it looks awesome. Really, well done to whoever did it. By the way, so Brian Kelly was on the SEC coaches teleconference earlier today. And one of the things that I want to get into a little bit, and we'll do this later in the show, probably in an hour from now, and we're going to dive deep into the struggles LSU's had on third down. And Brian Kelly did talk about that. We could play this real quick. I mean, effectively, he says what we all know is that you got to be better on third, especially on third and short.
I think where we feel like we need to be better is the 3rd and 1 to 3 area. I think we've done a great job in medium to long, and that's an area of constant evaluation and the need to execute at a higher level. Our competition has been really good. We haven't had the luxury of having an easy entry into the season. So you're able to really critically evaluate the areas you need to get better at. And I think 3rd and 1 to 3 is an area that we're really focused hard on in terms of being able to up that efficiency.
Overall, LSU is 15 of 36 on third downs. That's 41.7%. Their opponents are at 35%. You just remember like some of the great teams. Like 2013 LSU, that was Jarvis and Odell and Mettenberger and Jeremy Hill, that great offense that sometimes we forget that was the first offense in the history of the SEC to have a 3,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher, and 2,000-yard receivers. They were 50% on third down. So, yeah, there is absolutely something to be said for your ability to convert on third down, put yourself in manageable situations. So that's a place where obviously they're going to have to get better as the season goes along, and we'll kind of dive deeper into that in about 1 hour from right now. A couple other things that Brian Kelly said when he met with reporters. He did give an update on John Emery post-surgery. And apparently John Emery, even though it appears as though his career is over, is kind of still hanging around the program here.
Nothing yet, but he is now able to be around the team. He was here yesterday. He'll begin to travel with us on our next travel, and we're ready to kind of get him back with us in the meeting rooms to help some of the younger players, because he can be a great asset for us. So generally after, the surgery, we give the guys some time. That usually takes a week or two, and he's now past that window, and he'll begin to start attending meetings and be a great mentor for those younger guys.
That's awesome. I'm very curious to see what John Emery's role will be moving forward. Brian Kelly said on the Feinbaum show a couple of weeks ago after the injury that John Emery is starting to consider life after football. So it doesn't sound like he's going to appeal for a 7th season or try a go at a professional career. I guess that could always still be on the table if he rehabs enough to get to a camp. But, keep in mind that he wouldn't be healthy in time for rookie mini camp or anything like that coming up in March, April-ish right there. So April, May, I should say. So we'll see what path John Emery follows, but there's been a lot of great Tigers who have joined the football program in some capacity after their playing days are done. We talk often to Justin Vincent here, who is still involved not only with the football program, but with Tiger Athletic Foundation and so many others, Kevin Falk. So we'll see what path John Emery follows, but it would be great to see if he could find a way to keep some connective tissue there with the football program. And one more, I know this was something that was hotly contested, and after this, I sincerely hope this is the last time we have to say anything about the South Carolina game, especially listening to all of the whiny Gamecock fans with all the penalty talk. Hey, you know who complains about penalties? Losers complain about penalties. South Carolina fans. We had 2 interceptions, return for touchdown taken away by penalty. Yeah. Your moron defensive end grabbed Garrett Nussmeier by the neck. If that's not a horse collar, strike it from the rule book. Dorks. Cannot stand people that complain about refs. How about this? Don't blow a 17-point lead. How about this, dorks? Don't give up 417 yards of offense. How about this, you friggin' ninny losers? Attempt more than 4 passes in the entire second half. The refs beat us. That's what you say when you've never won anything ever. Dorks. I'm glad LSU don't play South Carolina more often. That what you got to put up with when you beat South Carolina? Is that? We hit on the penalties. The ref gave them the game. Shut up. By the way, gave you a touchdown on the block punt, you dorks. Here was Brian Kelly on that ruling.
The leaping took place outside the framework of the body of Bordelon, who was the shield. And the framework is characterized as shoulder pad to shoulder pad. If it takes place outside of that framework, then leaping is allowed. We agreed to disagree that took place outside the framework of the body. And so we accept the verdict and we move on.
But the refs screwed us. Refs. That's why you lose at everything. Losers. All right, our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy in Louisiana with the great taste of Bud Light. Oh, we never did the Bud Light. Hit it, Muse.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
And we did the thing where we went from Hump Day right into it, and I forgot. That's my bad. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Make sure if you're going to be in Tiger Stadium this weekend against UCLA, watching at your home gate, tailgate, whatever it is, you're going to the Dome, make sure you got plenty of ice cold Bud Light. You'll see the Saints cans, the LSU cans, and the LSU aluminum bottles celebrating 100 years of Tiger Stadium. Get plenty of it. Oh, and we confirmed today.
What'd you confirm?
Monday, October 7th.
Okay.
Saints.
Oh.
At Chiefs.
Yeah.
We will be at the Sportsbook at LaBerge with our friends at Mockler. So AFR from LaBerge. We'll hang out, watch the game after. We're going to do the same thing we did for the Poirier fight. We're going to give away VIP experiences, booze, food, VIP seating, all that stuff. We got some time. So we'll tell you more. But just make plans. Monday Night Football, Saints at Chiefs. Join us at LeBear's, Sportsbook at LeBear's. Courtesy of Bud Light. All right, it's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan, injury attorney. Shout out to G, the Gord father. He was in studio with us yesterday for about 30 minutes, man. Awesome to sit and visit with him. We talked NIL. Remember the Money Game, the documentary out right now about NIL at LSU that features Angel Reese and Flau'jae and of course, Jaden Daniels, Olivia Dunn. Gordon is a very central figure in the documentary as well. If you want to check it out, you can. You'll see Gordon prominently featured there. Of course, great supporters not only of LSU, but of student-athletes all over the state of Louisiana through all of his NIL endeavors. We always tell you that, Gordon's philanthropy has been awesome. If it's, the bike giveaway around the holidays and around Christmas, if it's the laptop giveaway around graduation time, so many other ways that Gordon gives back to the community. But mostly, remember, no matter where you live in the state of Louisiana, if you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, you need representation. Do what injured people in our state have done for more than 30 years. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Shell are excited to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Tiger Stadium with our Draw to 100 sweepstakes. We're giving you the opportunity to join in the VIP style celebrations on October 12th for the Ole Miss game. Sign up today at 1045ESPN.com. We'll live stream the drawing on October 10th, and the 100th name drawn will win stadium club seats, sideline passes, and autographed memorabilia. It's the Draw to 100 sweepstakes presented by Shell, the rhythm of Louisiana.
Nobody should be eating any cheese in week 2 of the season going into week 3. It's early. And when you watch the tape, you look at it and you'd say, yeah, we did good things. Okay, but there's still a lot of things that we have to clean up and that we have to be, better at. And so I thought our guys came out today. I thought they had a focus. I thought they had an intensity. I thought they prepared well. They were into the plan in all 3 phases. So that's the formula for success.
Dennis Allen Wednesday, as the Saints were back on the practice field getting ready for the Eagles. Remember, man, this is a good spot for New Orleans. They certainly in the preseason would have been a home dog in this game, but the Saints right now are a 2.5-point home favorite. Remember, Eagles played the Falcons on Monday Night Football, lost. So maybe a little desperation for Philly, but a short week on the road. Spots matter in the NFL. Not just who you play, but when and where you play them. So for the Eagles to be at home, then have to travel on a short week, big disadvantage. Saints are flying high right now. But you know what's so interesting, man? What's so interesting to me, and we've talked a lot, rightfully, about Alvin Kamara, who, shout out, named NFC Offensive Player of the Week on Wednesday after his 4-touchdown performance, rightfully so. We've talked about Derek Carr, who has been the picture of efficiency, anything but the preordained Emperor of Empty Yards. We might have to rename those horns. But for me, what's been so interesting has been the offensive line. I think for a lot of people as well. Let us not get confused here, okay? Now that the Saints are 2 games in, they're 2-0, they've really been at an historic pace. Let's not forget what the conversation universally has been about this team the entire offseason. Look, my hand's in the air, but if your hand isn't in the air, you're a friggin' liar, okay? That was an offense last year that was bad. You were 27th in the NFL in rush offense. Your perennial all-pro right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, looks like his career is over. James Hurst, who had been a really steady veteran for you, retires. Andrus Peat leaves in free agency. So you return 2 offensive linemen, and one of them is Cesar Ruiz, okay, who is consistently rated among the lowest starters in the NFL. Throughout this entire camp, throughout all of camp, Dennis Allen consistently said, we feel like we got 2 things figured out on the offensive line. McCoy and Ruiz, the 2 things you went in. But here we are. Taliesin Fuanga's looked really good. You moved Trevor Penning to right tackle. Lucas Patrick is starting at left guard. And through 2 weeks, the New Orleans Saints are one of the best offenses in the NFL, and you wonder how they're doing it. By the way, I went and dug this up. Before the season started, ESPN did their positional group rankings. They ranked the New Orleans Saints offensive line 29th. Muse, remind me, how many teams are in the NFL?
32.
32, thank you. Sometimes I just have I have memory issues.
Yeah.
32 teams in the NFL. So ESPN ranked the Saints unit, the offensive line, 29th out of 32. Pro Football Focus, before the season started, had their position group rankings. How many teams again in the NFL?
32.
32. Pro Football Focus had the Saints offensive line 31st out of 32. So let's not get it twisted and say we knew they were going to be awesome. Nobody thought they would be. So far, through 2 weeks, you're 3rd in the NFL in rushing offense at 185 yards a game, behind only Green Bay and the Chargers. And in pass protection, you've only allowed 1 sack in 2 games. For what it's worth, a year ago, you allowed an average of 2.1 sacks per game. You've allowed 1 in 2 games so far. Can you keep it up? I don't know. We'll see. This weekend, though, is going to be another opportunity, considering how the 2 teams have started, you would think, for the Saints to get going. Philadelphia's defense, and I don't mean to just throw out a bunch of stats at you and numbers, and you don't need to memorize them. I'm just illustrating the point. The Saints, nobody thought they were going to be good on the offensive line coming into the season. Through 2 weeks, they've been awesome. You're third in rushing offense, and you've only allowed 1 sack. You've been great on up front. Philly, coming into this season, we all thought would be really good, a contender not only in the East, but in the entire NFC. Right now, Philadelphia's defense, 25th in rush defense, 28th in pass defense, 27th in scoring defense. They have been bad. Nick Sirianni, their head coach, was asked on Wednesday, what's up with your defense playing so poorly through 2 weeks?
Everything, when you talk about run defense and when you talk about playing defense, is going to start with, do you get off blocks? Can you play on their side of the line of scrimmage and get off blocks? And can you make the tackles when you get there? So regardless of what the call is, it's going to be how we put our hands on people. And so we have to build on those fundamentals. And there's 2 aspects of this, right? It's us as coaches putting them in position to make plays, but that's us also teaching them how to put their hands on blocks. You know, we're going to make sure that we do our part as coaches, and the players got to do their part of executing it.
Now, we didn't get much right through 2 weeks. But one thing we did nail was Lucas Patrick. Told you when they signed Lucas Patrick, that was a sneaky good signing. And through 2 weeks, by the way, Pro Football Focus has put out the highest graded offensive lineman in the entire NFL. This isn't for the Saints. This isn't the NFC. The highest graded offensive lineman in the entire NFL through 2 weeks. Number 1, Saints center Eric McCoy. Number 2, Saints guard Lucas Patrick. The top 2 highest graded offensive linemen in the entire NFL through 2 weeks are your center and left guard. By the way, remember we played this cut for you when the Saints signed Lucas Patrick. This was Matt LaFleur talking about Patrick when he had him there in Green Bay.
Lucas he's kind of the glue guy, man. He holds that whole group together. He brings that grit, that toughness, the way he competes, the way he cares about his teammates. And he's been doing it for our whole time here, really, together, especially the last 2 years. So I think Lucas is playing at a really high level. You know, we're fortunate that we have a lot of great people in that room.
I'll remind you, that was a room that had all-pro David Bakhtiari at left tackle. And there's Matt LaFleur saying Lucas Patrick was the glue guy. That's what started us down the path to say this guy may actually be good. Some amazing clips from NFL films of him when he was with the Bears. He's been a versatile offensive lineman. He's been really good for the Saints at left guard through 2 weeks anyway. The other thing that's worth mentioning is Trevor Penning, because for very obvious reasons, the Saints invested a first-round pick in him. We're all wondering if they can salvage something from Trevor Penning. And like we always say with PFF, it's a metric. It's not the metric. It's just something to consider, okay? Last week, so against Carolina, Trevor Penning was good. His run grade was a 62.9. His pass grade was 76.8. Really good. By the way, Carolina, you're stupid for trading Brian Burns. You're also stupid for trading DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. Like, this is why you're in the situation you're in. Anyway, so Penning's overall grade against Carolina was a 68.2. That's very respectable. Not great, but respectable. Against Dallas, his run grade was a 64.0, so consistent there, mid-upper 60s. Trevor Penning's pass block grade against the Dallas Cowboys was 26.7. Like, 26.7, that gets your ass benched. Did you notice? I didn't. I mean, you could go watch some clips on Twitter afterwards where maybe Penning's like being olayed, but you get the ball out early. That's where scheme, your wide zone run scheme, that's where your play action, that's where Clint Kubiak's offense is covering for the deficiencies. One of the most fascinating things for me, as we continue to see the sample size grow this year of the Saints, is how defenses counterpunch. It's going to happen. They're very smart defensive coaches in the league that are familiar with this offense. They play the Niners and they play the Lions and they play the Rams. I mean, they're familiar with this offense. I'm not saying it's easy to stop, especially when it's running efficiently, but they're familiar with it. And so the more film you put out, how do they start to counterpunch the Saints? And then when the Saints start to skid a little, How do they adjust? That's what I'm going to be really interested to see as the season goes along. But so far, hard to argue with anything we've seen. And the team coming in, who was thought to be a contender at the start of the season, and may very well still be, they are struggling defensively at the places where you have been really good at exploiting defenses so far. That's why the Saints are a 2.5-point home favorite against Philly this weekend. We'll see if the Saints can keep it rolling, make it 3-0. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. We're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Tell you every day, do business with someone you know, Parish Construction and Roofing. Hey, today, y'all, is the day that the Louisiana Department of Insurance is opening up its portal window, not the transfer portal, but its portal window for fortified roofing. So I've been telling you all about fortified roofs for a while now. And if you're not familiar, the LDI is offering Louisiana residents a $10,000 grant to install a fortified roof in your home, on your home. And this portal window opened today, the 18th, and it runs through the 20th. So just till Friday. So you get 3 days that this portal window is open. And this is for coastal zone residents. So this is, if you're interested, you can go to our website to learn more. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, or if you'd rather talk to someone to go through these options, we'd love to help you. We can help you apply for this grant, and if you are awarded a grant, we can certainly install a fortified roof on your home. If you want to learn more, let us help. Parish, we are a certified fortified roofing company. We can help. Again, Louisiana Department of Insurance has this fortified roofing program. It's $10,000 grants for Louisiana homeowners to install a fortified roof at your home. Today through Friday, I was telling y'all this was coming. Today through Friday is the most recent portal window where 300 grants are going to be awarded. If you're interested, let us help. Go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, or give us a shout at 225-364-1007, 364-1007, 364-1007 for Parish Construction and Roofing. Okay, it's After Further Review. Thanks for being here, y'all. We're not got a quick break. We'll go around the SEC when we come back. Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro here in 15 minutes from right now. Again, we are going to get into some LSU third down offense stuff in just a smidge. And Brooks Kubena, who covers the Eagles, will be here in 45 minutes. Thanks for being here. Sit tight. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark Hotel and the Renaissance Hotel. As we always say, two amazing hotel properties in Baton Rouge, Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet. Of course, this Saturday is a home game for LSU, meaning Friday, the Tigers, the entire LSU football program, will be at the Renaissance Hotel. You could certainly, I don't know if I would say join them necessarily, but you could be there. Also, remember, they always have awesome events going on over at the Renaissance Hotel, in particular at Tallulah. And the next one is coming up tomorrow, Thursday, September the 19th. It's a charcuterie culinary class. If you want to learn more about charcuterie and wine, it'd be awesome. 6:30 until 8 p.m. The package includes one charcuterie board and one flight of wine. If you want to learn more, you could do so. Go to their Facebook page, you go to their website, or you can call over at the Renaissance Hotel to learn more. This will be at Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel. Tomorrow, Thursday, September the 19th, 6:30 until 8 p.m. It's the charcuterie culinary class at Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Glad to have you rolling along with us here. Congratulations to the 11-member Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame class of 2025. About a month ago or so, I shared with you a really cool experience that I was offered, which was to be a proxy voter for this class. So I got to vote on this class. It was such an awesome experience to kind of be in the room to see how that all unfolds. The diversity of backgrounds of the voters, the vast knowledge, the respect for the process and understanding how big of a deal it is for these people to be considered, voted on, elected to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Andrew Whitworth headlines the class. So congrats to Big Whit, a guy from West Monroe who was an awesome high school athlete, won a national championship at LSU, of course, played more than a decade in the NFL, part of the all-decade team there, won a Super Bowl, and potentially is a potential pro football Hall of Famer eventually. The rest of the class, Danny Broussard, who one of the winningest prep basketball coaches in the history of the state. April Burkholder from LSU Gymnastics was elected, and April was in school when I was there, and she was at the time the standard bearer. She was the greatest gymnast at LSU ever at that point. Some amazing gymnasts have come since. Susan Jackson was awesome. Ashley Claire Kearney. This whole current crop of LSU gymnasts that are all going to find themselves into this hall at some point. Danny Granger, who spent many years in the NBA. Vicki Johnson, that's another one who I wasn't familiar with Vicki Johnson, but played basketball at Louisiana Tech, and you rewrote the record books in an era when Louisiana Tech basketball was the greatest program in women's college basketball. She was the greatest player of that era, a long overdue. Joe Sherman, who's the longtime baseball coach at Delgado, the winningest college baseball coach in the state of Louisiana. Bobby Swallow, who's a boxer. This is one of the other really cool things about this process is they have forgive me, I can't remember exactly how he said it, if it was a veterans vote or it was effectively having the opportunity to vote for people and to consider for induction people who were from a different era. And this was a gentleman who had an amazing career, an amazing story, but because the Hall of Fame didn't open until many years after his career was over, sometimes time loses stories in people like this. So it was very cool to be able to consider that. I've told you the other way that this process works too is that if they wanted to, they could elect 8 LSU football players every year. Legitimately, you could. You could elect 8 LSU football players every year. But so as to make sure that there is a diversity of representation of all different sports and areas, they go through periods where they institute other rules to make sure there's other representation. For example, like there's a mandate for 5 years, for a 5-year period, that a high school coach be elected, that there's a high school representative there. I would mention Danny Broussard was elected. There's a mandate that there's at least one female member of the class as well, so female sports are represented. And there's so many worthy people. That was one of the things that really stood out to me, is how many worthy people. Like, we had Pierre Thomas, for example, on the ballot for consideration. And he didn't get elected. And there was great debate and discussion about it. And he may someday. There's just so many worthy people when you think of guys who maybe spent a decade or more in the NFL and the NBA and great all-time baseball players. And it's just a very hard thing to work through. I have tremendous respect for this process. And I'll tell you that on a very personal level, something that was an amazing experience for me was that in this year that I got to be a part of the process as a proxy voter, I got to vote for my high school football coach. Dale Weiner was elected to the class as well. And I'm so thrilled for him, who's so worthy. Every coach in Louisiana high school football that achieved 300 wins in high school football was inducted to the class. And so now Dale Weiner is a member of the class as well. So I actually got to call Coach Weiner's 300th win. It was a game against Turlings Catholic in Lafayette. Was thrilled to be on the call for that. I got a picture at the stadium in front of the banner with Coach afterwards. He's an amazing man who means a lot to me personally and to so many who he coached. And so to have the opportunity to be in that room, to be able to vote for Dale Weiner for the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and to be in the room when he was elected was awesome. So congrats to all the electees. They'll be inducted at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in 2025. And if you've never been, Natchitoches is an easy day trip from anywhere in the state. And the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is a really cool venue if you've never been there to the museum. I had never been until I went to do TV for the induction. And Lynn Rollins and our friend Carly McCord always did that show, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. They called it the Purple Carpet Show. And when Carly tragically died, Ronnie Rance asked me if I would go do that. So for 1 year, that year, Lynn and I did that show. And I haven't done it since. But that was my first opportunity getting to see the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And I'm telling you, if you've never been, it is so worth just making a drive. And like Natchitoches is cool. There's a beautiful hotel right across the street from the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. There's so many restaurants and shops right there on the river in that little downtown walkable area. Really cool day trip or spend the night or something like that. Just highly, highly, highly recommend it. But in any event, congratulations to the 11 members, both the 8 inductees and then the contributors as well, who will be honored. So really cool. And it was awesome to be a part of it. So congrats to everybody. Of course, headlined by former LSU Tiger Andrew Whitworth, who will go into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame this summer. Okay, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by our friends over at Optimize, GeneratorPeople.com. Look, Francine came last week, knocked out power for a lot of people. Maybe Francine will be the final push you need to call Optimize. Generac automatic home standby generators from Optimize. That's what they do. They sell, service, and install Generac automatic home standby generators. 4 physical locations from Lake Charles to Slidell, points in between. Their newest physical location is right there on Loyola in Kenner. You exit I-10. I mean, it's right by you get off the exit. It's right there, on your way to the airport. So Greater New Orleans, they're there to serve you as well. So go to GeneratorPeople.com, GeneratorPeople.com. If you think you can't afford it, $600 down payment, and financing options for any budget. Schedule that free quote today. GeneratorPeople.com, GeneratorPeople.com. Okay, let's do this really quickly because we've got to get to Taylor Calandro. Let's go around the SEC.
SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference.
Texas A&M
Aggies coach Mike Elko shared an injury update on Connor Wegman. Pretty good news on that shoulder. Imaging showed no new problems. Wegman missed the game for A&M against Florida this past weekend. Marcel Reed, the redshirt freshman, filled in admirably, suffered the injury in the opener against Notre Dame, played through it in the Week 2 game for the Aggies. Elko added Wegman's status for the weekend against Bowling Green, still unknown.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia guard Tate Ratledge has undergone ankle surgery. He had that tightrope procedure. We told you that Ratledge, because of that injury, is going to miss the Alabama game coming up a week from Saturday. Georgia has an open date before they play Alabama. But Ratledge was an All-American a year ago, so this is a big loss for Georgia as they prepare to play Alabama on September the 28th.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
And Sam Pittman has updated the status for several Razorbacks facing injury for this Auburn game. 4 players that he was asked about. Jalen Braxton, Addison Nichols, Hudson Clark, Patrick Kutas. Patrick Kutas, the offensive lineman, he's out. Tight end Hudson Clark is doubtful. Braxton and Nichols both expected to play. Okay, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Hump Day Show brought to you by Pluckers. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1. Taylor Calandro will be here for Bourbon Dictionary. Stick around.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. You know where to find them. Agent225.com. LPT, by the way, stands for Listing Power Tools. So when you combine Darren James, his work ethic, his above and beyond commitment to excellence from every single member of his team, and now all of the resources that LPT Realty provides, you have an unstoppable force. You need to sell your home. You need the best. You need Darren James. Look, LPT has grown in a matter of a year the way some of the largest real estate companies in the world grew in a decade. They have accelerated rapidly because of their processes. Maybe you're a realtor. Think about joining Darren's team. It's worth reaching out. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
All right, let's do it. Get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. How are you, dude?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing really well. What's new?
We actually got a good bit of new stuff today.
Yeah.
Whiskey-wise. I think the first day of fall is this weekend, too, so that means more whiskey's coming. I'm pretty sure the first day of fall. We got
I'm getting a lot of texts on the text line from people telling me, like, hunting season, and they're sending me the pictures of their bottles. So, yeah, it feels like there's stuff dropping.
Yeah, it's when it starts getting cooler, especially during football season, they start sending stuff out. It just doesn't make sense they don't do it when it's dead in the middle of the summer, but whatever. We got a new Angels Envy. It's called Triple Oak, and all these are literally brand new to me today.
Ooh.
So I have no clue about them. And this particular Angels Envy is brand new to the market in, like, the United States, too. Angels Envy Triple Oak, it's finished in Hungarian Chinkapin barrels and French oak and American oak, too. So, and I think it's 3 different finishes, and it's blended together. That's $70. That's going to be in every.
I'm looking at the box here, like a blue box. Pretty cool display as well.
No, this one doesn't come in a box.
I'm looking at this here. It says Triple Oak. There it is, blue.
Maybe they released some at the distillery. Yeah, but these are just single bottles. Looks like the traditional Angels Envy. It's got a blue label, though.
Yeah.
This is going to be an everyday shelf item, I do believe, from Angels Envy. So to add to their port-finished regular bourbon and then their rum-finished rye, they're going to have this, too.
That's cool.
We also got a new Whistle Pig from the Camp Stock series. It's a wheat whiskey. Okay. And it is it's a Solo Stove collaboration.
Oh, I've had that. It's kind of the like a purplish type label.
Yeah, bluish. Yep. Blue and orangish. How was it? I haven't tried it.
Shout out. I believe. I hope I don't get this wrong. I believe that it was my buddy Rooney Email over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana, who found a bottle and scored it for me. Light proof, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 86. Are you looking at it?
Yes, it's 86 proof.
86.
Yeah.
So light,
and that's pretty traditional for Whistle Pig around there.
Yeah. So, their 10-year rye is a little higher proof than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever. It's really good.
Vary, but yeah.
It's interesting, and I'm a fan of Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig is what turned me into a rye guy when I started drinking whiskey. So the Whistle Pig 10 years is fantastic. I think everything Whistle Pig does has been really good.
Yeah, we and today, speaking of Whistle Pig, I got offered a 21-year and a 25-year. They're very pricey, and I don't know if we're going to get them. But they have some older stuff out there too. But they're malt whiskeys. So yeah, we have those two. They're brand new, and we got a new redemption too. It's called Surly. It's a wine finished whiskey that I haven't really delved into either. But
let's get to questions so that guy doesn't yell at me. Jay Butcher said, ask Taylor, have you tried either of these? He's got a picture of 2 different cream of Kentuckys. One is the small batch, one is cask strength.
I haven't tried either, and we did have a few bottles of each yesterday, and we had a couple bottles of each left when I left today of the cask strength and the small batch, and I haven't tried either one. We got those yesterday.
Oh, wow.
No, I haven't got a chance to try it.
Ryan sent me a picture. He said, I never get this lucky. He's got a Stag, a Weller 12, and that's an E.H. Taylor single batch. I'm sorry. Is it small batch or single barrel? Hang on, I'm trying to see. It's turned to the side. Oh, that's single barrel. That's single barrel. He got pretty lucky.
I would suggest everybody start looking around because there's going to be some stuff coming out in the next couple weeks, I believe.
Eric Harry asks Taylor, is Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve hard to find, and where does it fall in the Johnny Walker hierarchy?
I don't know if that's one of the. I think that might be the discontinued one. They discontinue stuff all the time, and some's European and some's not, and it's hard to keep up with. And how does it rank on the hierarchy? I don't really care for Johnny Walker in general. I like double black, and I like the blue, obviously. But all the other marks, it's just not my favorite thing. So I'm just not a huge fan of blended scotch.
Jason Bourgeois asked Taylor, did you see, according to the International Wine and Spirits Competition, Peerless Toasted was voted world's best bourbon, and do you have any?
Really? No, I do not. We don't really get the Peerless bourbon or whiskey. We've gotten the bourbon offering once or twice, I think.
I bought Peerless Rye from you. I bought your rye.
Yeah, it's usually the rye, and the rye is really young. Mm-hmm. The rye is like a 2-year, and it's kind of pricey too. But no, that sounds interesting. And I didn't know that was floating around or the World Whiskey of the Year, actually. So I'm going to try to find it.
Last one. We got about 30 seconds. Frank said, ask Taylor, have you tried the bourbon that John Folse has out?
No, I didn't know he had a bourbon out. I tried the new rum from Jackson, Louisiana today from a distillery that doesn't have distribution, but no, I have not. I'm going to have to look that up.
Last one real quick. Ask Taylor, how noticeable is the success of local sports team affect sales on the day they play?
Very much so. If the Saints playing good, if LSU's playing good, we're selling booze.
Taylor Calandro, thanks, dude.
All right, see you.
All right, hour number 2, straight ahead. Just how bad has LSU been on third down? We'll go deeper dive. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. You know where to find them with locations all over South Louisiana. Started Morgan City, worked their way up to Baton Rouge, points west and in between. You'll find locations everywhere. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. And boy, am I excited to tell you this. Modern Tire Dealer of the Year, Beth Barron from over at Shawbills. What a huge congratulations to Miss Beth. What a huge testament and testimony to the thing that I have told you every single day for years right here. Shawbills, family owned and operated, and they treat you like family. They treat their employees like family because they are a family-run business, and they want you to feel that when you walk in. I mean, this is a national award. Of all the tire dealers in the country, Beth Barron at Shawbills won Modern Tire Dealer National Tire Dealer of the Year. Congratulations, so well-deserved. And I'm so pleased to tell you every single day about Shawbills. It's Shawbills, where we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. a family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel at the podium today explained the thought process behind the team's decision to put quarterback Tua Tagovailoa on injured reserve after the third diagnosed concussion of his NFL career. The IR stint keeps him out at least the next 4 games. McDaniel said the decision based on information received and collaboration with medical experts. Right now, Miami's managing 2 timelines regarding the situation, explains ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum.
Short term, it's IR. Let him get the medical care he needs so he can make a full recovery, however long that takes. In the meantime, now you have time. You brought in Tyler Huntley. You have 2 quarterbacks with him and Skylar Thompson. And now you have until the end of the year to say, is he still with us long term? And then obviously that could be a massive pivot. But I like the move of injured reserve because it buys them time to assess the situation.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love returned to practice today for the first time since spraining his MCL, hopeful to play at Tennessee Sunday. Chargers QB Justin Herbert has a sprained right ankle but is feeling better, according to coach Jim Harbaugh. He did not practice today.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Hey, shut up, kid! Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Brooks Kubena, formerly of The Advocate. He'll be here in about 13 minutes from right now. Brooks left The Advocate, went to Houston, was covering the Texans. Now is, that's his hometown, by the way. Now is in Philly covering the Eagles. So good opportunity to catch up with Brooks, talk a little Eagles football as Philly, the Birds, after losing on Monday Night Football, coming to the Dome on a short week, traveling on a short week. That's always a tough thing to do in the NFL. A good spot for New Orleans at home, flying high. Brian Kelly was on the SEC Coaches Teleconference on Wednesday. And one of the things that BK brought up was LSU needing to be better on third down. And not necessarily just third down, but short yardage third down. As he put it, 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 3. Now, I want to give you some context before I let you hear what Brian Kelly said, because I think this is important. Last year, let me go back to 2019. The 2019 LSU Tigers, the greatest college football team of all time. That team was 50% on the button. 50% third down conversion. Okay? Heisman Trophy winner, that amazing offense, they were 50% coin flip on third down. A year ago, with Jaden Daniels, LSU was 71 of 129. They were 55%. So last year, 2023, LSU was better on third down last year than they were in 2019 with Burrow and that great offense. You can go back to 2013. That's another one that I referenced. The 2013 LSU team, that was an historic offense as well. And we sort of forget about that because the defense was very poor, almost like 2023. The defense was very poor, and as a result, you maybe forget because you didn't have the cumulative season that you would have liked to have had. But that 2013 offense had the first ever SEC offense with a 3,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and 2,000-yard receivers. That was Mettenberger, Jeremy Hill, Jarvis, and Odell. That team was 57% on third down. You understand? 2013 LSU, 57% third down. It was like, where's Jarvis? Just, boop, there he is. 2023 LSU, 55% on third down. 2019 LSU, 50% on third down. Those are historically good offenses, okay? Just to give you some context. This LSU offense so far through 2 weeks is at 41.7%, so right about 42%. So not at the pace of those historic offenses, but at 42%, still very good. Still very good, but with room to improve. And what's interesting is that the room to improve for this offense is not just on third down and like avoiding third and long per se. It's the third and short, as Brian Kelly says, the third and 1 to third and 3. Here's what Brian Kelly said when he was on the SEC Coaches Teleconference on Wednesday.
I think where we feel like we need to be better is the third and 1 to 3 area. I think we've done a great job in medium to long, and that's an area of constant evaluation and the need to execute at a higher level. You know, our competition has been really good. We haven't had the luxury of having an easy entry into the season. So you're able to really critically evaluate the areas you need to get better at. And I think third and 1 to 3 is an area that we're really focused hard on in terms of being able to up that efficiency.
You know what's so fascinating about this? And I think maybe the thought is that you would just be better naturally in that short yardage situation, the third and 1 to third and 3. But I went and charted every third down and short that LSU's had this season through 3 games. So third and 1 to third and 3. And believe it or not, they've had 6 each in the first 3 games. They had 6 against Southern Cal, 6 against Nicholls, and 6 against South Carolina this past weekend. And I think this kind of tells the story. Against USC, they were 3 out of 6, 50%. Of course, everyone remembers the last one, which was the John Emery 3rd and 1 when he got tackled for a loss. The first one of the game you faced was a 3rd and 3, and Caleb Jackson gained a yard. Against Nicholls, you faced 6 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 3. You converted your first 5. 3rd and 2, 11-yard reception by C.J. Daniels. 3rd and 1, they had a PI. 3rd and 1, Josh Williams for 2 yards. 3rd and 2, you drew a delay of game penalty on the defense. 3rd and 1, Xavion Thomas caught a pass for 4 yards. And then the last one of the game, when you were just running out the clock, you had 3rd and 3, they ran Caleb Jackson for no gain and punted. So 5 out of 6. Last week against South Carolina, you were just 2 out of 6 on 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 3. First third down of the game, 3rd and 1, Nuss threw incomplete. You had a 3rd and 3 where he was incomplete to C.J. Daniels. You had a 3rd and 1 where Josh Williams got stuffed for no gain. Mason Taylor's touchdown was on 3rd and 2.
Mason Taylor!
So not only did you convert, you scored a touchdown. Now it was 3rd and 2, but it was 3rd and goal from the 2. But still, it's 3rd and 2. The next time you had 3rd and 1, Caden Durham got stuffed for no gain. And then the last one of the game was Josh Williams on 3rd and 2. He got a 2-yard gain. So you converted 2. One was a touchdown, and one was at the end of the game as you were trying to go win it. And ultimately you scored and won it. But 2 out of 6 against South Carolina. So through 3 games, and I know there's a lot of numbers. I'm not trying to confuse you with numbers, but you're 10 out of 18 for 55%. You're converting at a 55% clip on 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 3. Against the 2 Power 5 opponents, South Carolina and Southern Cal, you're 5 of 12. So you're less than 50%. So I don't have, by the way, I'm not getting to something where I'm giving you this super profound thought about how they have to be better or what they need to do. I don't know. I'm not calling the plays. But you can chart this and see what they missed. A running play, a pass play, a running play. A running play, a pass play, a pass play, a running play, a running play. Of the 8 plays where they have been stopped, 4 runs, 4 passes. I mean, I guess the only takeaway I have here, really, is if you're wondering, like, are they predictable in that situation, 3rd and short? I mean, I just told you the 8 times they got stopped, 4 of them were runs, 4 of them were passes. So it feels like they're doing a good job of not being predictable with their play call situationally, of diversifying their play call. I mean, you have runs by Caleb Jackson. You have catches by Aaron Anderson, Kyron Lacey, C.J. Daniels, Xavion Thomas. I mean, Mason Taylor. You've got just about everything here.
Mason Taylor!
So I don't know that I'm looking saying, hey, Joe Sloan, you got to get the ball to other guys, or you got to be less predictable, or you're running it too much. They're kind of doing it all. They're running, they're passing, they're distributing it to different people, they're running different backs. So I don't know how correctable it is, but the point Brian Kelly made there that I think there is merit is in that soundbite you heard him say, we haven't really had a breather, right? You've faced 2 really tough opponents, which makes you be critical because you're going to have failure when you're facing a better opponent. Like Ole Miss has faced no adversity at all because they've played nobody. They're scoring 70 on everybody. So what have you really learned about your team? By the way, I think Ole Miss is really good. I'm not saying anything disparaging about Ole Miss. I'm just saying, do you really learn anything? Like if you're Tennessee and you score 70 against an FCS school, did you really learn anything about your team? I don't think so. What Brian Kelly's saying is we went and challenged ourselves and we had some struggles, so we've learned where we have to get better, and this is one of the areas where they feel they have to get better is 3rd and short. How they get better, I don't really have that answer. I think the bigger question is, for these other teams that haven't been challenged, what's it going to be like when you are challenged for the first time? That's why I continue to like bold, italicize, underscore that Ole Miss game. Because when Ole Miss comes to Baton Rouge, that's going to be the second of back-to-back road conference games for them. And it might be the first time they really have to learn. They're going to South Carolina, by the way. They're at South Carolina, then at LSU. That may be the first time they really have to be self-critical and learn about what they are and where they might be deficient, whereas LSU's already had that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would much rather LSU have played Nicholls, South Alabama, then South Carolina, than already have or Southern Cal, then already have the L to Southern Cal in week 1. Rather go get better. You know what they always say, the biggest improvement week 1 to week 2. But Brian Kelly's identified an area where they need to get better. He's not wrong. Overall on 3rd down, they're 15 of 36. 41.7%. In that 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 3, they're 10 of 18 for 55%. Of the 8 you missed, 4 runs, 4 passes. How do you get that 55% to say 75%, right? Or 80% when you're in that short yardage? You do that, then that 41% starts to look closer to 50%, like the other great offenses we talked about. Kind of be a little self-critical here. You can learn more about your team. Tigers are doing that. They got 2 weeks to work on it with UCLA and South Alabama coming up before your open date. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Pluckers, Nichols and Bluebonnet, dining, carry-out, or delivery trivia tonight and every Wednesday over at Pluckers. Remember, Pluckers, if you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. Okay, let's talk some Eagles. The Eagles. Brooks Kubena next. Save our.
After Further Review.
I popped into Rouse's today. The Rouse's on Florida Boulevard, not far from our studios right here. Actually, I needed Evermore. So I told you Terry O drank my Evermore on Friday. So I went over by Rouse's, picked up a 4-pack of the 64 ounces, and I bought a pack of the 32 ounces as well. I think it's 6 or an 8-pack of the 32 ounce, whatever it was. So I picked up some Evermore to keep there at the desk in the office. But if it's Evermore, and I tell you what else I bought over at Rouse's today. Bought lunch. I went over. I love their the bowls that they have. I got the chicken and beef rice teriyaki and fried rice bowl. It was incredible. It's so easy, grab and go. If you just have a short time for lunch, pop into Rouse's and they'll take care of you. And of course, great opportunity for dinner as well. Maybe you're making groceries for the whole family, or you're looking for dinner for the family. You can find something for everyone. If it's prepared sushi, if it's the salad bar, the hot and boiled kiosk, they had crab legs, steamed crab legs. Oh, so good. It's at Rouse's. Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
We're Rev Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. Rev Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. Who dat say they gon' beat them Saints? Let's head behind enemy lines to preview this week's matchup.
You know, first they have an explosive running back with Kamara. They got speed at wide receiver. Derek Carr has seen and played a lot of football. And then when he's on, he's on. And I got a lot of, being in that Charger division when he was early on, I got a lot of respect for Derek Carr because I think he can play really good football. And obviously he is playing very good football at this particular point, but they run the ball well. They're explosive with the pass game, and, you know, they're going to be a big-time challenge in a hostile environment.
Nick Sirianni, his Eagles have a short week coming down to the Dome, and we get to connect with an old friend, Brooks Kubena, formerly the Advocate, now covering the Eagles for The Athletic up there in Philly. Brooks, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, Matt. Good to hear from you.
Man, it's our pleasure. How is Brazil?
Oh, man. I went down in June earlier to do a project story on Brazil, and Sao Paulo is amazing. It's like a blend between New York and Miami. It's just like you go down Fifth Avenue, and all of a sudden there's foliage down the streets. But, the game itself was really incredible in the way that it was kind of like a Super Bowl. You just had people there that loved all the teams. You just see random jerseys everywhere, and the fans there go berserk. It was a loud game. It was a great game. Just talking to a lot of people since, there seems to be a lot of people that are still interested in the NFL. It's a very interesting country in terms of how media is consumed. Lots of people connect on WhatsApp and other things. It's kind of a word of mouth that's hard to track. But man, it was a once in a lifetime experience to kind of go down there and report on that, go to the game. All in all, it was pretty cool to see how the game enters a totally another continent.
The Birds got the win against Green Bay. Did you learn anything or feel like you had learned anything about the Eagles in that game down in Brazil?
Yeah, this was a team that was making a change on defense on the off season. Like obviously they made a change at offensive coordinator. They made one on the defensive side too. Went from Sean Desai to Vic Fangio, and watching them on defense struggle against the run was something that I did not quite expect, especially considering all the investment that they put into their trenches. I mean, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, they just swapped out on the edge for Bryce Huff, one of their big pickups in the offseason. Not only are they not getting to the passer, but they're giving up the most yards per carry in the NFL. And that's not the way the Eagles want to play ball. Nick Sirianni and General Manager Howie Roseman over the offseason said they wanted to reclaim their identity on the defense. That's kind of one of the main things I'm looking at as the Saints game is arriving. A team that also runs a lot of zone schemes, has been creating explosive plays by getting their run game going. That's one of the things that stuck out to me most in that first week. It seemed like it was going to be a problem, and it popped up big time on Monday Night Football, and really is one of the reasons they couldn't hang on in that one.
Yeah, I would have thought the Eagles' run defense, Saints' rush offense, their statistics through 2 weeks would be inverted effectively, or their rank right now would be inverted, where the Saints are the third best rush offense in the NFL. Whatever you felt like you learned about Philly and Brazil, was any of that confirmed or disconfirmed against Atlanta on Monday Night Football?
Well, the confirmed part was the run defense. It was bad again. Yeah. But the other thing that was something that stuck out there was, Jalen Hurts on the offensive side. He wanted to see whether they were better against the blitz. That was one of the things that they had such a problem with last year, one of the reasons why the collapse happened towards the back end of the year. Jalen Hurts has been looking like he's in control of the offense, especially Monday Night Football. That stuck out to me, even though there were times where the offense was stalling. I mean, they're out without A.J. Brown. That was huge. Losing A.J. Brown takes a lot of the explosivity out, and throughout the game, you saw Jalen Hurts slowly start to adapt to what he had on the field, what was there, what wasn't, turn to his legs. There was one drive, 17 plays, 70 yards, took about 9 minutes off the clock, where he was scrambling, tucking, using both just short passing games, like seeing his ability to manage what's in front of him has been confirmed to me through 2 games that he's stepping up in a role where, he's taking on a lot more of the ownership of this offense post Jason Kelce, and I think that's an important thing for this offense as they're going forward.
Brooks Kubena is our guest, a good friend, formerly The Advocate, now with The Athletic, covering the Eagles up in Philly. I want to ask you about A.J. Brown and also Jason Kelce. Maybe I haven't seen the injury report yet today. We have an update on A.J. Brown?
There's no official word from them. They're going through a walkthrough today.
Okay.
He's Nick Sirianni on Sunday. He's hesitant to give out timelines for players as they're checking them around. But I have a feeling that this probably isn't something where we'll see him practicing very much this week. It might be touch and go going into this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that sidelines him for this week either, but there's no official word on that.
If he doesn't play, it looks like the Saints might be getting Marshawn Lattimore back. He did practice on Wednesday. If Brown doesn't play, Where do the Eagles go? How much does that affect what they're trying to accomplish offensively?
It changes things in terms of how far they can, push the ball in the passing games. You look at the last year whenever A.J. Brown was missing in the NFC wildcard game, the only other game besides Monday night where he was missing on the field, that really took out the vertical game, and they tried to go to Devontae Smith several times, sometimes forcing the ball downfield. Saw that again on Monday night on the last drive where Jalen Hurts throws it into heavy coverage, and that was the pick that ended the game. How they manufacture explosive plays downfield in the passing game changes. I think they rely more on in front of the sticks, a little bit beyond it, try and use their they've got a couple of guys that help them out in the flats and in slants and short game. That's why they traded for Jahan Dotson in training camp. He's the third receiver option they haven't had, and he wasn't really factored as much into the game plan on Monday night because A.J. Brown went down Friday, and that's pretty late, and they're trying to patchwork something together. I think you start seeing him and his involvement in the offense more if that's the case going into against the Saints. I still think it's a remedial type passing game where it's not pushing the ball too much downfield, trying to use the short game as they did. Britton Covey is another player who has been more involved in game plans this year. Swing passes, they've used a lot of motions, getting him into positions where he can get going in the open space. I think that's what that offense looks like if Brown, again, is not able to go.
One of the things that I think every Saints fan knows this who watches this team, for whatever reason, this defense has struggled against mobile quarterbacks. And it doesn't matter if it's Jalen Hurts or Josh Dobbs. Like, Josh Dobbs beat this in Minnesota. Was in Minnesota for 7 days last year and beat the Saints, who were a very good defense. Are the Eagles still committed to Jalen Hurts offensively using his legs?
Absolutely, and more this year than last year. Last year he was banged up a bit, especially towards the back end of the year. This year, healthy. Saw it on Monday night, really committed to the run game. There's actually people not within the building, but I've been around Philly here, and people worried about Jalen and is that a sustainable way to run an offense? It's one of the things that makes him a good quarterback, and I've heard the offensive coaches speak about that, how that is an added thing for Hurts, and seeing that through the first couple of weeks, that's going to be part of the game plan. And especially whenever Brown's not available, you've got Saquon Barkley in the backfield, using him in design runs, especially in situations where you're anticipating a rush to one side or another. That's something that Hurts can bring to the game, whether that's in a run-pass option, whether that's design runs, quarterback draws. They're going to lean on that throughout the year because why wouldn't you with him?
Yeah. Brooks Kubena, I got just a few more for you. The Athletic covering the Eagles. He's on Twitter, X, at @BKubena, Kubena. Many of you probably still follow Brooks when he was covering LSU. I did want to ask about Kelce. We know Jason Kelce, the celebrity, who in the last couple of years, obviously his degree of fame has elevated just exponentially, but he was obviously a core component of this team. How much do they miss him on the offensive side?
Oh, it changes a lot. He was a 6-time All-Pro who, it behooves to put a lot on that guy. He handled a lot of the checks, and when I say a lot of the checks, most of them in the passing game. So that's something where Jalen Hurts had to step into this offense and learn, and something that he's always wanted to, but now it's something where they're having to distribute that across the offense. Hurts is learning how to identify, dangerous defenders and how to work with an offensive line and getting to the right play, getting to the right hot read. And I've heard Jason Kelce talk about this since watching the last couple of games, and he's been impressed by the way Jalen Hurts has handled those checks, handled the blitz, and the numbers have shown that. In the first game, he was 6 of 7 against the blitz. I haven't checked the number recently. On Monday night, I was dedicated more to the defensive side, but again, handled it well. They miss him there. The other thing is, you wanted to see the brotherly shove, whether they're able to do that. Jason Kelce was the fulcrum of that.
Great point.
And in Brazil, it was mostly because the footing was bad. The soccer field was much different for a bunch of heavy guys trying to make cuts and leverage themselves. And but you saw Monday night, Cam Jurgens at center, running the brotherly shove. They got a touchdown out of it. They got another fourth down conversion out of it. That's a huge part of this offense. So the questions were, would they miss Kelsey in that? Seems like they'd be just as efficient. It's going to be a totally different type of way that they do pre-snap checks for blitzes, but so far Hurts, as he's growing as a quarterback, is showing that he can handle that. But, I mean, you lose a Hall of Famer. That's going to be something they miss. They're going to have to adapt to it, and so far it's been okay.
After losing at home on Monday Night Football, it's a quick turnaround on the road. That's always unenviable in the NFL, the short turnaround, having to travel on a short week. How important is it for the Eagles to not just play well, but to win this game?
I mean, that's important. Being down 1-2, going into the rest of the season. I mean, these are games that in a tight division with the Cowboys in terms of getting a division, getting home field advantage. These are major things for them, but not just all of that. But this is a city that you feel momentum more than most places. I think it reminds me a lot of covering LSU, how fans react one way or the other to craziness all the time, and it's something that coaches also feel here. And Nick Sirianni, he's in a new spot where he's now in a CEO type role. He's got his hands less on the offense, letting Kellen Moore do it. But he has to prove that the team is moving in the right direction. So the more losses pile up at the beginning of the year, the more that he's showing that maybe things aren't working out the right way. So like getting wins early, keeping momentum towards winning is huge for this team that last year experienced the collapse of something I'd never seen in the NFL, and they don't want that again. Losing 2 games in a row, that just moves towards it. And we were talking about Kelsey earlier. I remember one of the things he said in the locker room last year. It's like you don't start doubting your coaching and all your direction after 1 loss. You don't start doubting all those things after 2. It's whenever things start piling up. That's whenever everybody starts wondering and the frustrations pile up. They don't want to turn that again. So continuing to get wins, not letting losses turn into 2, 3, that's huge. And that I think more than anything is probably why that's important.
Go-to place you got to visit when you're in New Orleans.
Spotted Cat.
My guy knows the joints, man. All right. Appreciate it, man. Good to hear from you. Continued success, man. We appreciate the time.
All right. Anytime.
All right. Be well. It's Brooks Kubena. It's AFR. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. They're the best, y'all. South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. It's not just my opinion that they're the best. I mean, they are, but they literally sell more Volkswagens than any other Volkswagen dealer in the state. So if you're thinking about a Volkswagen, even if you don't live in Baton Rouge, it's worth calling South Point or going to their website to shop their inventory to see if they have the model, the color, whatever it is, the specifications that you're looking for, and maybe making the drive because they can probably save you some money as well. The Red Tax sales event's going on right now over at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? Okay, because we have Russ Mitchell in hour 3 during football season, we kind of have to flip things a bit. So Plucker's Trivia, which is usually reserved for hour 3, we'll do it next. Muse, guess what?
What?
Disney Trivia.
Oh, this is your wheelhouse here that we've learned.
Let's go. It's AFR.
After further review.
This weekend, on Sunday, actually after the Saints beat the Eagles, I'm going to go hang out with my friends over at Duplessis Builders. Kyron Lacey will be there as well. We're going to shoot some videos. Looking forward to that. If you missed Kyron on the show on Tuesday, that was courtesy of Duplessis Builders. Kyron did an NIL deal with Duplessis Builders, and part of their deliverables is he's going to come on the show 4 times. So really excited to have that partnership, and excited to tell you about Derek Duplessis, about Duplessis Builders, about the company and how they've grown. Pretty amazing story, as I've shared with you. Ultimately, if you're looking to build a pool, an outdoor kitchen, hot tubs, spa, all that stuff for your outdoor space, Duplessis Builders can help. They're going to build you a beautiful product that you're going to be thrilled with and something that's going to last because they don't cut corners. That's not just lip service. Derek is going to be upfront with you. The build-out process for a pool is going to take 2 months. So if someone's telling you they can get it done in 2 weeks, question the quality. Something you'll never question with Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, rolling along here. Hour number 2, Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. Russ Mitchell will be here in about 45 minutes from right now. Excited to have Russ here, of course, to recap the weekend. He's texting me right now in the break asking, he said, have you talked about the horse collar call on Nuss? I mean, well, yeah. I mean, how do you not, when you're talking about this game, how do you not discuss penalties on 2 plays that resulted in pick sixes being negated? Of course. So I said, well, I mean, of course he mentioned, but like, what do you mean? He said, nothing. Later. I'm like, I don't know. I've known Russ long enough, so that means he's got something.
He has thoughts, right?
He's got thoughts. There's something brewing, percolating. Probably he was fishing to see if I had maybe approached an angle that he's thinking, and so that's probably where he is with that.
But why wouldn't he even try to confirm that? Why would he just be like, okay, bye? Because
if we've already talked about it, then he wouldn't want to bring it up. If my take is whatever that he was thinking or whatever the case may be. Hey, Muse.
Hey.
Usually whenever we do Pluckers Trivia, it's at like 5:30.
Correct.
Now that it's 4:37, and I mean, we're just maybe on the front end of your time of day, starting to really feel like your time of day. You feel like you might be any different? Maybe, I don't know, when you're an hour and 15 minutes in, or you maybe less effective, maybe a little sharper now. I don't know. You tell me.
No, I'm probably still going to be terrible at this. And that has nothing to do with
So it doesn't matter really what degree and range of sobriety you have.
I'm totally sober. I wouldn't be at work if not. That's you. It's like the line in School of Rock. It means you're an alcoholic. No. You wouldn't come to work hungover if you weren't an alcoholic. You got a problem, man. Like, see, like I wouldn't do that. I don't have a problem.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
You have any idea what he just said?
Not a clue.
It's a movie with Jack Black. It's hilarious.
Starting to hit. Let's go. Let's do it. Plucker Trivia.
It's time for Plucker's Trivia. How many will Musso get wrong today? Plucker's Trivia, every Wednesday night, 7:30 at Blue Bonnet, 8 o'clock at Nicholson.
Does that stay the whole time? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay. I really missed the Family Feud.
I know. We were trying it out. We haven't done Plucker's Trivia in a few weeks, I feel like.
Just last week.
Just last week? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Time runs together, man.
Yeah. All right, here we go, Muse. I need a little louder. Need a little bit more there. Disney trivia.
Disney trivia.
While Snow White is the first, what character became the second Disney princess in 1950?
See, now we had this question about the first, and I didn't get that it was Snow White. I guess Cinderella. And I remember that kind of being far off, but
Well, I kind of like the song now.
See, I knew you'd come around. Snow White, Cinderella, Belle, Ariel. You know what? No, Aladdin was in the 90s. I'm going to go with Cinderella.
You are right. It is Cinderella. That really shouldn't have been that hard at all. I mean, what else could it realistically have been?
Well,
I mean, Little Mermaid didn't come out till 89.
Right, yeah.
Which was then followed by Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and all that great era, the run they had there. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else really it could have been.
It was 19 what for
50.
Cinderella? 1950. Okay.
Yeah.
I just remember the Snow White question. I said Cinderella, and it felt like it was far off, so I didn't. All right, want to know? Let's go.
Anime and Disney princesses, Muse's wheelhouse. What movie getting a sequel this holiday season features Grandma Tala?
Let's see. Never seen that, obviously, but Tala sounds a little Polynesian. Let's go with Moana. Look at this guy.
You know what I think, Paulie?
What's that?
Oh, I think what we got here is we got a little market research.
Market research?
Right here on the front end. You see what I mean? Front end, he's much sharper.
I see what you're going there.
I think the further we get into the show, past his time, that's when he starts to wane a little bit. He's still sharp. What do you think?
I kind of agree with you there.
All right, one more, Muse.
I'm really hoping this is like Aladdin or Goofy movie or something like that, or Lion King, where I can just go 3-0 and not,
Oh, it's not any of those, but I think you're going 3-0.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. Pressure.
Which 1998 epic war film features a German prisoner of war who receives the nickname Steamboat Willie that tries to win the sympathy of his American captors by talking about Mickey Mouse?
Wait, this isn't a Disney movie.
It is. Well, it's got Mickey Mouse in it.
Yeah, but the guy's just talking about Mickey.
Right.
Steamboat Willie, 1998.
Epic war film, 1998. German POW.
Yeah. See, and you thought I was going 3-0, and now
I'm surprised you're struggling here.
I know, I am. And it's because you're gonna say it. It's gonna bug me. 90, man.
I'll read it again.
Yeah, read it again.
Which 1998 epic war film?
Oh, frog in the throat.
Excuse me. Features a.
Ooh. Evermore. You need the Evermore.
I need a sip of Evermore. Hang on. Smooth, crisp, refreshing, delicious. more natural form of hydration, a better form of hydration, better source of hydration. I went to Rouse's today. Picked up a 4-pack of 64 ounces. And I can't remember if I got a 6 or an 8-pack of the 32. Because the 32 is what I have on set. Well,
I mean, that's going to be gone on Friday when Terry drinks it
Well, that's
again,
why I got a 6-pack
there you go.
or 8-pack. So that way I'm good for the next month and a half.
Or just bring him one out of that on Friday. That way the set prop can stay.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how sharp he is right now, Paulie. I mean, our guy. This is the time of day where I need to go to him more often. But then again, it's like, what's better? Sharp Musa or Musa after he's had, a little, it's kicked in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Just wants to kick in a little bit.
I don't know. All right, Muse.
You were reading the question again.
Which 1998 epic war film features a German prisoner of war who receives the nickname Steamboat Willie that tries to win sympathy of his American captors by talking about Mickey Mouse?
Man, I'm blanking. I don't know.
Not even a guess?
No.
War film from the 90s? Epic war film?
No, I know because I don't. I'm blanking. Totally blanking.
Paul, do you think that he actually knows the answer?
Oh dear.
But he's pretending to blank so as not to go 3-0 in Disney. So the only 3-0 categories he would have is Disney and anime.
That's not even a Disney question.
Talking to Paul.
I think you might be onto something there.
No.
Of course you do, Paul.
Tell you what.
He knows this.
Paul, what's the answer?
Yeah, Paul, what's the answer?
Is it Saving Private Ryan?
It is Saving Private
Okay.
Ryan. Give that man a ding.
Yeah.
Plucker's trivia.
That was 98. What was before that?
7:30 Blue Bond at 8 o'clock. Nicholson. Eat wings, drink beer, watch sports on TV, play trivia with Muse because it's Disney, so Muse will be there. That's his wheelhouse. Disney, anime. Disney princesses and anime.
We need more Aladdin and Goofy and Lion King in there, and some Beauty and the Beast. Big Beauty and the Beast guy.
Little Mermaid.
I mean, yeah, it's a great one.
Pocahontas.
Not my favorite.
Not so much.
Yeah, not my favorite, but I mean, good. Yeah.
Mulan.
Mulan was good.
Okay.
Mulan was good.
How do you feel about Pixar, like toys and cars?
Like, Toy Story. I mean, Toy Story was fantastic. I love Toy Story.
I'm sorry, Toy Story.
Yeah,
Toy Story cars.
all 4 of them are great. Yes, I love that. Cars, yeah, okay, whatever. Take it or leave it.
Tomater.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Larry the Cable Guy? Get it? But
Me.
Really?
Yeah, I have no feeling whatsoever about Larry the Cable.
Okay.
Might be a good guy. I don't really have a feeling. You said, do you love him? Who doesn't love him? I don't love him. I don't really.
More of a figure of speech, but yeah.
Pluckers trivia. See you.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Segan near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. 4 locations, and my goodness, what an awesome time to go get by Clegg's. If you are looking to decorate your spaces, your outdoor spaces for fall, it is time, y'all. It is time right now. Pumpkins, hay bales, squash, gourds. This is the time to get by and see our friends over at Clegg's Nursery. Also, if you are a deer hunter, Buckbusters, Mobucks, deer corn, rice bran, they got it all at Clegg's. So, putting out those plots, stop by Clegg's before you head out to the camp. They got it all for you in a great selection at all 4 Clegg's Nursery locations. Segan Air Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. I've told y'all forever. Buy local, shop local. They've been doing it for more than 60 years. Go see our friends today at Clegg's Nursery.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Holy Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Clearly, Russ Mitchell has nothing to do today, which is weird for a man as busy as he is.
Is he back on the horse collar?
He just texted me, I have the next coach for Florida. He's just anxiously await. I mean, we still got 25 minutes till we call him or get him on video chat.
Yeah.
By the way, let's make sure we test video chat before. Last week was a disaster.
Yeah, I'm starting to really hate that thing.
I don't like that we use Teams. Teams is not a good software. I don't like Teams at all. I'd prefer to use something like StreamYard, which is much more user-friendly. What?
You're just a big StreamYard guy, man. You love it.
Isn't it great?
I haven't used it yet. I'm using it for the first time tomorrow.
As someone who's used vMix forever, and as giant as of a pain in the in the T-Hiney as vMix is.
vMix. Ooh.
Yes. Part of the reason that we have on-site producers is because I hate vMix. That's why you're there.
Yeah.
StreamYard, I can just be like, boop, boop, 2 buttons. Oh, we're good. See you, Muse. Later. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can still come and hang around and set everything up, so I don't have to.
There you go.
I'm a firm believer in that. When the hosts show up, let the hosts be hosts. Let the producers be do your job. Do the thing you're supposed to do. Only people doing other jobs they're not supposed to do. Did that for a long time, man. You know how many my own remotes I tech for years here? Like in the middle of a remote, I'm at Plucker's, sitting right there in the foyer. People coming up talking to you. We have a digital burp. It's dropping out. I'm trying to host a show. We got a guest on the line. I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on. We're in the middle of an interview. I got to disconnect, reconnect while hoping the guest is still talking. So when you love to have Mike D on. Because Mike D could give you a 9-minute answer without taking a breath. So I could disconnect, reconnect the whole thing. Nobody ever knew I was gone.
And you knew Mike D was still talking. Mike was talking.
Mike was good, man. I miss Mike D so bad. I wish Mike D would hurry up and retire from doing radio at that other station so he'd come on with us again. I miss Mike D so much. I love when I talk to Mike. All right, Muse, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
The Los Angeles Dodgers might want to find a permanent spot for our guy, Hunter Fiducia.
Let's go.
2 for 4 last night. Now up to 429 in the bigs in 3 games.
I mean,
scored his first major league run last night too.
Not surprised, Muse.
Both singles.
I've called this for years.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, huge Hunter Fiducia show.
Yeah, we are. It's our guy. He's our guy. The Washington Nationals last night got destroyed by the Mets. They only had 4 hits. Dylan Cruz had 3 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. First 3-hit night in the show for Cruz. Single, double, single for Dylan as well.
Look at that.
Just solid.
Inside-out job.
Yeah, he is the team.
For a 2-bagger.
There's nobody else that's good on the Nationals other than Dylan Cruz. Wow. Yeah. Had 75% of their hits. Gotta do better. Josh Smith had a nice night. It feels like it's been a minute since we've gotten one of those. 1 for 4 for Smitty.
Whose fault is that?
I mean, he's got to, he's kind of got to do some things, man.
You got to do.
Sorry, the average has dipped a little bit, but he got the RBI single last night and came around to score. Also drew a walk, so he was around. It was a good night. Jaden Hill, of course, we told you a few weeks back, made his debut with the Colorado Rockies. Was back on the back on the mound last night. Pardon me, inning, gave up a run. Punched out a couple. Did give up a homer. That was the solo run that he gave up. But a 3.6 ERA in limited action so far for Jaden Hill. Really solid stuff. What are you hunting about?
Eric had just sent me a message. Todd Graves is going to be a guest shark on Shark Tank.
That's pretty cool.
I love that.
That's pretty cool.
I love Shark Tank.
How about that? And lastly, Alex Bregman was 2 for 4 last night. Scored a run.
No. Well, he should have been.
Nope. Well, he didn't. He's not from the state.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Nope.
That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. Paulie, I'm so sorry. I just went out of order. That was habit. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. You know where they are with 9 locations in all, 2 in the Baton Rouge area, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport. Gents, if you're thinking of getting down on bended knee and popping the question, you want to thrill her with a beautiful diamond from Lee Michaels. You will always get the Lee Michaels experience. Do not be intimidated. They do an amazing job at creating that comfortable buying atmosphere so you are comfortable with the purchase you're making. And y'all, if she don't love it, you can exchange it. They want her to be thrilled. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. That's cool. Todd Graves. When is that? Is that tonight? When is that? I want to watch that. Shark Tank.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. You want to buy a whole giant bag of diamonds and you need to weigh them on a scale? Get a scale from Michelli. How about that? Hey, if you go to the website, Michelli.com, Michelli, Michelli, Michelli.com. I would highly recommend you click the Industries tab there at the top, and you can see all the different industries that they service, from aerospace and aggregates to agriculture, chemical to petrochemical, energy, food and beverage, laboratory services, manufacturing, transportation, waste and recycling. It's such an amazing resource over at Michelli. You can request a quote. The website is so easy to use. You can learn more about their track system, which allows you 24/7, 365 access to your calibration certificates. It's Michelli.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A day after Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was placed on injured reserve following the third diagnosed concussion of his NFL career, Coach Mike McDaniel explained that decision.
We do what we feel is best with the information and collaboration with medical experts. As a competitor, obviously, he loves and wants to play, but understanding how this is a process of health.
The Panthers are not considering trading quarterback Bryce Young, according to Coach Dave Canales. Carolina benched the struggling second-year QB on Monday. Packers quarterback Jordan Love returned to practice for the first time since spraining his MCL. He's hopeful he can play Sunday at Tennessee. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, right ankle injury, did not practice today. Coach Jim Harbaugh says he's feeling much better. Cowboys receiver CeeDee Lamb missed practice today because of an ankle injury. Baseball, the Brewers clinched the National League Central today with the Cubs' 5-3 loss to the A's. Milwaukee is the first team this season to clinch a division title.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
That's right. Woo!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomblay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
Here we go. Yeah.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Here we go.
Hump day.
Why is that TV still not working?
It's hump day.
I guess because Bo hasn't fixed it yet.
That TV...
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Has just been flashing for a week since the storm knocked power out.
It's hump day.
Somebody call Bo.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
That's ridiculous.
Hump day.
I want to see NFL Live.
It's hump day.
I think that's over.
Round the horn.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I think that's over, too.
Colonizer, PTI.
No, that ends at 5.
Sports Center.
Yeah. It's
Not
hump
going
day.
to work, Paulie. Been there, done that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Russ Mitchell in 12 minutes.
Hump day.
Thanks to Brooks Kubena, covers the Eagles. He was here last hour.
It's hump day.
Taylor Calandro was talking booze.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Might have to fire Chris Marler.
Hump day.
Get to that here in a minute.
It's hump day.
Yeah, Marler, their social media manager.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
The guy whose accounts keep getting suspended?
And, yeah, so our social media... Don't let the irony be lost on you that our social media manager has now lost 3 Twitter accounts.
Hump day.
But word got out that he's a Bama fan.
It's hump day.
And so all the people on Twitter are like, how could you hire a Bama fan to run social work for a website? I'm like, well, he's our SEC guy at LouisianaSports.net.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I don't know, but everybody doesn't like him. Inmates got to run the asylum.
Hump day.
And ultimately, our audience, they are the boss, aren't they, Muse?
It's hump day.
That's what I hear, yeah.
Unless you're me and you just don't care.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
But I might fire him. Been looking for a reason to do it. Maybe that'll happen today. All right, let's get to it here. Glad you're bored. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. Russ is going to be here in 10 minutes. He did text me a bit ago and said, I know who the next coach for Florida is going to be. Well, one person who I guess we could safely assume it won't be is Urban Meyer. And I'll tell you candidly, I did have a conversation via text yesterday with someone very close to the Florida program and has been for a long time who said keep an eye on the Urban Meyer situation because there are people there at high levels within the Florida athletic department who would be very interested and would try to make that push to get Urban Meyer back to Gainesville. Well, Urban Meyer does a podcast with Mark Ingram and Rob Stone. It's called The Triple Option, and he said point blank he's not going to Florida.
Somebody called you, said, Coach, come fix us again. What would you tell them?
That ship has sailed, Mark. And I want that program to do well so bad. I know so many people there, and we give a big part of our life to that program, but that ship has sailed, Mark.
Okay, so Urban Meyer. That is, we have the denial, the non-denial, and the non-denial denial. That is a straight denial. That is, I'm not going to be the Alabama coach, is what that is. That's a denial. So if he backtracks, that's a clip that you'll play forever. But they're getting a lot of YouTube hits on that video, so congrats. Roger Goodell was a guest on that episode today. It's pretty interesting. You're surprised Roger Goodell would go on a podcast with Urban Meyer after the way he sort of left in disgrace in Jacksonville? Amid controversy?
I am surprised. I'm just kind of surprised in general because, Goodell doesn't do that many media hits, I feel like that.
Yeah. Maybe felt like he owed Herb one.
Owed him one, yeah.
Maybe so. I don't know.
You scratch my back deal?
Maybe so. First injury report of the week for Saints Eagles is out. Remember, the Eagles played on Monday Night Football, so they did not have to release an injury report today. Their first injury report will be on Thursday. But the Saints injury report, as you would expect, continues to be extensive. 2 players who were full participants but limited were Jalen Ford and Rashid Shaheed. Shaheed with the hip, Jalen Ford with the hamstring. So you might get Jalen Ford back. That'd be interesting. Lattimore is the big news here. Lattimore, who missed the game this past Sunday against Dallas, was back limited with the hamstring. Talais Fuanga with a back, Tyrann Mathieu with a heel, Cedric Wilson with an abdomen. He's got an abdomen. That's how, look, it doesn't say abdominal injury. He's got an abdomen. They were all limited. And then 4 players did not participate. DeMarco Jackson, Colin Saunders, Taysom Hill, Landon Young. Of course, Taysom Hill went to the hospital with that chest injury. He was released, and he's back home, but did not participate in practice here on Wednesday. We'll continue to monitor that as the week goes along. So your first injury report of the week for Saints Eagles. We'll get the first look at the Eagles on Thursday. And the most notable name on that injury report is going to be A.J. Brown, who missed the game this past week on Monday Night Football against the Falcons. We'll see if A.J. Brown might be healthy enough to go for Philadelphia in New Orleans against the Saints on Sunday at noon. Dennis Allen met with reporters, and, it's been impressive to watch this offense. That's probably a massive understatement. And Derek Carr has been the emperor of efficiency so far this year. And Dennis Allen elaborated on the quarterback through 2 weeks.
And his approach has been awesome since he's been here, and I think there's even been a heightened sense of urgency with him, knowing that we were putting in a new scheme and knowing the challenges that go along with that at the quarterback position. But he embraced the challenge. He bought into everything that we've been asking him to do. I think he's in a great headspace right now. I think he feels good about what we're doing offensively. I think he's got good rapport with his, receivers, skill players, I should say. I'm really pleased with where he's at and what he's been able to do, and excited for him. And I think he's going to keep getting better.
The Saints did win in Philly last year. It was down that stretch in 2023. Excuse me, that was 2 years ago. Excuse me, that was at the end of the season in 2022. One of those cold weather games they played and won 20-10. But if you remember, also in 2021, the Saints went to Philly near the end of the season and they lost 40-29. And it was one of those games where Jalen Hurts really hurt them in that ball game. So we've had this conversation and this narrative for a long time here about the New Orleans Saints and the struggles they've had at times with running quarterbacks. So Jalen Hurts' ability to run, could that hurt you? That's one of the games within the game worth keeping an eye out on Sunday. But Dennis Allen was asked about the run defense, which through 2 weeks everything they've done has been pretty good through 2 weeks.
This will be a significant test for us. Philly's been one of the, better running football teams, in our league. I think Jeff Stoutland does a really good job coaching the offensive line. I'm sure he's heavily involved in the, scheme, run-wise, and what they're doing. So it'll be a significant challenge, and we'll have a better idea where we're at after that.
They are one of the better rushing teams in our league. That game I referenced in 2021, Jalen Hurts ran for 3 touchdowns in that game. So one of the better running quarterbacks in our league. No Jason Kelsey, but still one of the better offensive lines in our league. Saquon Barkley, one of the better running backs in our league. It's going to be a challenge for the Saints defense, but so far through 2 weeks, the Saints defense has been one of the better defenses in our league. So, see how that all starts to manifest Sunday. One of the better matchups in our league this week. Saints-Eagles. Our league. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Windows door siding, Relief Windows, and reliefwindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors. Hardy Plank vinyl siding, they do it all. Oh, yeah, they do indoor shutters as well. Make sure you check them out. Remember, if you want to go for a consultation, you can. Right there on Airline Highway in Prairieville. You can go into their corporate office. I love their 3D technology that they use, whereby instead of just looking at a flip book or like pictures or small samples, you can actually see a 3D model of a home built out with the exact finishes you want, that exact door, what color that siding is, how that would look on that 3D model. It's pretty cool to see. So you can set up that consultation, go meet with one of their associates there at Relief Windows on Airline Highway in Prairieville, or you could always just go to the website, reliefwindows.com, reliefwindows.com. You're always going to get exceptional customer service at Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. Oh, yeah, they do indoor shutters as well. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Okay, y'all, it's after further review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Pluckers. Great spot to go watch the game, eat some wings, drink some beer. Russ Mitchell will join us next for a couple of segments. Takeaways from this past weekend across the SEC, and we'll take a peek ahead, I'm sure, since Russ and I were sitting next to each other in the Rose Bowl 3 years ago watching LSU not tackle Zach Charbonnet or cover that big tight end. He might have some memories to recollect from that day, regrettably. Hopefully it'll be a much different experience for Tiger fans in Tiger Stadium on Saturday night. All right, Russ Mitchell's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
All right, it's not too late. Our friends over at Action Industries getting closer to those 2 turnarounds that they have coming up. It's turnaround season, you know that. Boilermakers, welders, pipe fitters, crane operators at Action Industries, they're looking for you. They need 100 to 125 people. So if you're interested in applying, it's 4 to 5 week turnaround. There's 2 of them, 4 to 5 week turnarounds, 7 12s. So, yeah, it'll work, but you're going to make that money too. Great time during football season and right before the holidays. You can apply online, action.com. ActionIndinc.com, Action Industries Incorporated, ActionIndinc.com. The jobs, by the way, are all in Greater Baton Rouge area. So it's local to Greater Baton Rouge. Or you could go apply at their Highway 30 office in Geismar, the Action Industries office. Just go into the office, ask for Zach. You can apply there in person if you'd like. It's Action Industries. Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires. Russ! Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
It's football! Rusty, come on up here. Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
Just like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
All right, let's do it. Every Wednesday during the college football season, we chat with our good friend, Russ Mitchell, who is got his phone right there. Russ, how are you?
I'm not kicking tires and lighting fires. I'll have you know that right now.
It's on your end.
Dude, I mean...
It is on your end.
I refuse to believe that it's on my end.
We literally just used this setup with Kyron Lacey yesterday. All of the settings are the same. It is something on your end. You have some setting not properly checked or something along those lines.
It's Microsoft's fault, man.
Maybe that. But you look great. We're glad to have you as always. Thank you for being here. What did you make of the Tigers getting into a little bit of a cockfight in Columbia?
You promised me the defense would be better this year.
They are.
No, they gave up 400 yards to a crappy team that played half a game without a quarterback.
They got 12 yards of offense in the third quarter.
Without a quarterback.
So? They're better than they were last year, Russ. I haven't seen a 70-yard touchdown pass. Now I've seen 70-yard touchdown runs, but I haven't seen 70-yard touchdown pass.
UCLA is coming to town, and they're like averaging 13 points a game. So if they get more than 13 points, I'm going to be furious. I mean, South Carolina, really sloppy, 123 penalty yards. Most they've committed 13 penalties. Played half a game without a quarterback, who you all made look like Johnny Unitas, by the way. The one thing I'll take from the game is Caden Durham. So it really stood out, had a significant impact, 2 touchdowns. Is he going to be running back? Running back 1 now going forward? What have you heard?
Well, Brian Kelly was asked that point blank on Monday and effectively said they're not going to ordain him after one game. He had 11 carries, but he certainly gave him a dimension they didn't have, right? I mean, he broke tackles. He made people miss. 9 yards a carry is pretty impressive.
Texas A&M is ready to give Marcel Reed the number 1 spot after one game. So, I don't know. I'd give Durham the spot right now, and he looks to me like the kind of kid who can carry the ball a lot of times during the game and just seems to get better as the game goes on. I know that's off of an early take on a very young career, but I was really impressed with how Durham played, and I've watched a lot of football.
I think he was great. I think we would have said the same thing after Mississippi State last year with Caleb Jackson, and we all expected that to manifest this year, and it hasn't. So I'd be hesitant to crown him, but he's most definitely earned an opportunity, right, at more reps. I mean, he was awesome. I mean, he's got to be a guy that you get more reps to see if he can do it again.
Yeah, I mean, just the way he was able to shed tacklers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was really impressive. Really, really impressive, especially for a freshman.
You mentioned Marcel Reed, redshirt freshman, started for A&M. They put a hurting on the Gators. Looks like the buyout's already been collected. Napier, his sentence has been read. It's been handed down. Now it's just a matter of when he walks the guillotine or walks the plank or whatever. Anyway, okay, so who's next at Florida?
You want to start with that, or you want to start with Reed? I mean, because I was really impressed with Reed's play for A&M. I think Napier will probably, if it, I don't know. I really spent some time on this during the game. It reminded me of the Notre Dame Alabama championship game where I finished my column by halftime. It was the best national championship I've ever been to because I actually just enjoyed the second half and went back in and filled all the numbers. During the game, I was working on when would they fire Billy and who would replace him. If you look at the schedule, I mean, there's nobody really on the team that you could promote. There's not really another coach. I think they might just keep him, but he's done. I know.
The reason you fire him is it gives you the cover to go openly start looking, and especially with recruiting and transfer portal and everything with the early window now, it's got to be done. Two names.
So,
Okay.
I mean, you would say Lane Kiffin, but I don't even think about how far, I'm going to try not to giggle here. Think about how far Florida has fallen that a coach at Ole Old Miss might be like, I'm okay with what I've built here. I don't really need to go to Florida.
It's true.
Would Josh Heupel leave Tennessee to go to Florida?
No.
Don't say it so quickly, brother. If he could build that at Tennessee, imagine what he could do at Florida.
Why would you leave? I mean, at this point,
I know what you said.
He's got more money. He's got more money at Tennessee. They've made the financial commitment, which they've never done at Florida, and that's the big difference, especially in this era.
Yeah, that's not who I'd go to anyway. I'd go and try to not even try. I think you can get him Lance Leipold at Kansas. I mean, he's done an exceptional job of rebuilding programs that have slipped. At Kansas, he took over, arguably one of the worst Power 4 teams and has led them to back-to-back bowl appearances for the first time in school history. He won 6 national championships. I know they were Division III, but he won 6 of them at Wisconsin Whitewater. He turned around Buffalo. Plus, more specific to Florida, he's an offensive-minded coach and has done a really good job at player personnel, at developing players. I think plus his buyout's only $6 million. So I think that Leipold at Kansas is who I'd go out and grab if I was Florida.
Do you think it matters that he's 60 years old?
Dude, if you were a Florida fan right now, would you care? I just want 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm a Florida fan. I'm like
stability.
I'm not looking for the next Kirby, man. I just want 4 to 5 years.
They got to be able to spend, man. Like that's. You got DJ Lagway there. I mean, you at least have a guy you feel like can be your quarterback, provided he stays.
Listen, brother. All I got to say is, it's gotten pretty ugly. I mean, it's gotten really ugly in Gainesville.
He's on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. Do you feel bad for Vandy?
What are you doing going on the road to play Georgia State?
He's taking his glasses off.
There's no possible outcome here that's good for you. And it's like playing South Carolina at 12 o'clock in the morning when game day is there. It's like, why whip those guys up? Why go to their stadium to play that game? But, they still needed they lost. But they still needed 22 points in the fourth quarter to lose, right? They had needed 22 points in the fourth quarter. 2/3 of their points in the fourth quarter against Georgia State. You're an SEC football team.
Did he freeze? Oh, there he is. I thought you froze.
No,
oh my God, you freeze whenever you're on a cell phone.
So frustrated. I watched that game going, you can't possibly lose this, man. I mean, you cannot lose this.
Oh man, what about Vanderbilt's season total over bettors? Their season total is 2.5. If they won that, they would have cashed. Now they got to beat Ball State to guarantee you're going to get the 3.
I mean, I felt really good about Vandy after those first 2 games, man. I felt really good. I felt like, this could be the Cinderella story. We could have a couple upsets. I mean, it's the SEC going on the road. It's not going on the road, as we just saw with Vandy, is hard for anybody,
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia nearly lost to Kentucky. Should have lost to Kentucky. That was embarrassing.
What was embarrassing was Mark Stoops punting on 4th and 8 from midfield with 3 minutes to go. Like, what are you doing? You're not getting the ball back.
Especially with how well the defense had been playing.
Yeah, you're not getting the ball back in that sense. Okay. Anything else from last week?
Reed?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I really thought a lot of it obviously depends on the status of Connor Wakeman's shoulder, but he looked really Florida, right?
Yeah.
178 yards, rushed for 83, 3 touchdowns, but more importantly, looked calm. Looked really calm. I mean, that was a loud place in the first quarter. You know, I mean, and he looked really good, made the right reads at the right time, pulled the ball down at the right time. Connor Wegman never made me feel that way, except maybe his very first game, right? Remember that?
No, I don't.
And that's my only concern, right? This is one game. It is on the road. It is in supposedly a tough place. A lot of this depends on what you think about Florida, though, too, right? I mean, is Florida so bad that they could make an average quarterback look that good?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think they.
But Marcel Reed looked good in their bowl game too, man.
Yeah, I know he did.
By the way, A&M, I don't know if for those who haven't glanced at it, they play Bowling Green, Arkansas.
Yeah,
they get Missouri. It's all at home. Open date at Mississippi State. Then it's LSU at South Carolina, New Mexico State at Auburn, and Texas. Like,
it's not a tough schedule.
You got to go to Auburn. You got to go to South Carolina. You got LSU and Texas and Missouri, 3 ranked teams, but you get them all at home. I mean, there's always landmines on an SEC schedule, but if they can beat Missouri, they go Bowling Green, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi State. I mean, you're looking at a team that could be sitting there, going into November with something legitimate to play for.
I mean, it depends on Reed, because I just haven't seen anything from Wegman that makes me think that he's going to be able to win, throughout an entire season, tough, close games, particularly on the road. If Reed really is the quarterback that we saw in Gainesville this weekend, and you pair it up with that schedule, momentum that they have right now, it could be really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm much, much more interested in paying attention to A&M now than I was before that game.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, sit tight. Russ Mitchell's with us. We'll knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We'll preview this weekend's games ahead. Remind you about our friends over at Parish Restoration. ParishBuilt.com, same website, ParishBuilt.com. Restoration. This is kill mold, remove odor. Love telling you about our friends Jim Woodworth. Talked with Jim earlier today. Remember, it's a patented non-toxic dry fog. It's all under one umbrella now in the Parish family. Go to ParishBuilt.com, hit the restoration tab. Have mold, think you might. You want to kill odor, other harmful pathogens. Great sanitization product for your home or for commercial buildings. It's Parish Restoration. Go to ParishBuilt.com. That's ParishBuilt.com for Parish Construction and Roofing. And, of course, Parish Restoration as well. Go to ParishBuilt.com. Okay. We'll come back with Russ, preview the weekend ahead in the SEC. Don't you move.
AFR.
Having trouble with your AC? Call River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001, 752-0001. We're getting closer to cooler weather temps. Not quite yet to start telling you about those heater safety checks. We're still talking about the AC because, it's 90 degrees out there and will be probably for another month. But if your AC's not keeping up, you need to call our friends at River City's 1 hour air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. You see them all over town. Their technicians, expertly trained. Continuing education, such a big part of what they do over at River City's 1 hour air. They have technicians who have tools on their truck that other companies never even heard of, because it's always about staying up with the latest practices, making sure they're up to date on the latest technologies, giving you the best install, the best service, and they give you your options as well. When a technician comes to your home, they're never going to push a service on you. They're going to give you a good, better, and best option, and then you decide what's best for you, your family, your budget. It's River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar. Open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Rolling along, Russ Mitchell, college football news, joins us every Wednesday for a couple segments. We recap, we preview. Good thing to do right here on Hump Day, is right in the middle of the week. All right, what on this? Well, let me begin with LSU UCLA. You and I were in the Rose Bowl sitting side by side 3 years ago when LSU didn't want to tackle Zach Charbonnet or cover that tight end. We saw Max Johnson throw passes with his back to the line of scrimmage, and we wished we were basically anywhere other than in that spot right there. But it was pretty. The mountains were pretty and all that stuff. Any fond memories of that night?
No. No.
Any concern about LSU Saturday in Baton Rouge?
No, for crying out loud, no. I mean, just living in my cul-de-sac has become so difficult since the USC game. If we lose to both Los Angeles teams, that's okay. You can ring the bell all you want, man. If we lose to both LA teams in the same year, particularly when we're favored in both games, I'm moving. So if you remember heading into that game last year, they had 11 seniors on defense. 11.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
We talked about I was like, I'm a little worried about this game because they've got 11 seniors on the whole defense. We're seniors, and as we saw, there's a big advantage in having 7 23-year-olds playing at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's not the case.
This is not a very good weekend. The slate's not very good.
The whole month of September has sucked.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's only 3 games, really. It's 2. 1. I mean, the only game I care about is Oklahoma, Tennessee. But, I mean, even in the conference, Arkansas, Auburn.
It feels like a pillow fight.
Florida, Mississippi State, that's
Same.
about it. I guess Arkansas, Auburn.
Hey,
Where do you want to go
to Oklahoma, Tennessee, because I'm curious. I think Tennessee's really good, although they haven't been challenged. This is Oklahoma's first SEC game. First game as an SEC first conference game as an SEC member, and it's against their former quarterback and former offensive coordinator Josh Heupel coming home. Does Oklahoma kind of stink?
I really haven't played anybody strong enough to know. I mean, at least Tennessee played a decent North Carolina State team and
I don't think we can say North Carolina State's decent anymore.
Well, I mean, they destroyed them. And the concern that I have, everyone wants to talk about Tennessee's high-powered offense because it's, it's right there. Nico's had a great start as a quarterback, and the offense currently ranks number 1 in the nation. But what I'm worried about if I'm an Oklahoma fan is that offensive line of theirs. They have a young quarterback who struggled early in games, and that offense, and he has not been helped by what was supposed to be a strength for the Sooners team coming into the season, which was their offensive line. And the offensive line is really has more question marks right now than it's got answers. And now you've got a Tennessee front seven, which has been I think we all had some positive expectations for Tennessee's defense coming into the season, but it's been spectacular. I mean, it's really played well. So if I'm watching anything in this game, and I'm watching the game at least twice, I'm paying specific attention to Oklahoma's offensive line against that strong front seven from the Vols.
You think Oklahoma regrets telling Dylan Gabriel to get his behind up to Eugene? Was my point all offseason, man. It was a stupid decision.
I think it was, a pretty bad decision. I think they'll definitely think so come Sunday morning.
As far as Auburn, Arkansas, both programs are probably on level footing with each other, but I think they're headed in different directions. Arkansas is going to fire Sam Pittman, and Auburn is committed behind Hugh Freeze, and I think the arrow long term there is probably pointed up, but that doesn't mean it tells us exactly what's going to happen Saturday at 2:30 on the Plains, although it is on the Plains. What's your thought?
You're sure Arkansas is going to fire Pittman? I mean, you really feel that way?
Yeah.
I don't. I think Arkansas, a tough double overtime loss to Oklahoma State. Otherwise, people are talking differently about this kid. I love the quarterback play they've gotten out of Taylor Green so far. Their rushing attack under Jackson's been good. If this game was in Arkansas, I'd probably pick the Hogs. But as it is, I'll take Auburn at home and what I think will be a nail biter. To me, this game comes down to Thorne, who's been less than. I mean, he had a good game against New Mexico, but I'm not putting a lot of stock in that game. So it would not. Let's just put it this way: it wouldn't surprise me at all, if Green goes in with Arkansas down onto the Plains and runs all over Auburn. You
said Thorne. You mean Brown, they benched Thorne and played Hank Brown, the young kid who threw for
Yes.
for 235 and 4 touchdowns. You're right. It was against New Mexico, but he played well. So this will be a clearly a different level of competition playing in an SEC school. But man, you're bringing up Arkansas and Sam Pittman. Like this is why, Russ, I think he doesn't make it. So they're at Auburn. Then they've got A&M, Tennessee, LSU, at Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Texas, Louisiana Tech, at Missouri. I mean, they're going to lose 8 games. This is a 4-8 football team, and he's going to get fired.
I think I don't disagree with you that it's one of the tougher gauntlets, but a lot of it comes down to how Green plays. I don't think anybody thought they'd play as well as they did at Oklahoma State.
You're right. He's played well. You're right.
Yeah, I think that he is a dynamic player and a difference maker. And if they go 6-6 on the season with that schedule and they're competitive in games and they're losing games like this on the road and double overtime and the fan base is, do you think they keep him at 6-6? I would.
Well, here's one other thing to consider, and I don't have any insight into this. I just tell you, as part of the conversation I had at Media Days with some people that cover that program, is I think Sam Pittman is going to retire after this year. There is some talk that he may walk away.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. All right, Russ Mitchell on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. Do you want to give a thought on Mississippi State and Florida?
Only that, Florida's defense has been, for me, the underperforming unit in the SEC so far this season. Big question marks heading in. They've underperformed those question marks. Now they're on the road playing a state offense that, we think can really light it up. I don't have any faith in Lagway. We saw, there was so much optimism for Lagway, off of the Stanford game. We talked about it last week. I was like, everybody pump your brakes, man. I don't think that this Florida offense can keep, if Florida's defense doesn't show a spine and step up, I have no faith in their offense being able to keep up with State's offense at home.
Man,
if Florida loses this game, brother.
If they lose this game, do you think Napier gets fired this weekend? A lot of people keep targeting the open date before Georgia, to do it before an open date.
I don't even think he gets on the plane.
The one thing to consider, man, Mississippi State did just give up 41 at home to Toledo. So maybe this is an opportunity for Florida to get right. I mean, that Mississippi State loss to Toledo was not just that they lost, but Russ, 41-17 on your home field to Toledo, which is, that's a good MAC team. I mean, they won like 3 MAC titles under that coach that's been there for a decade now. But, you lost 41-17 on your home field to a MAC school, bro.
I think Toledo is better than Florida.
They may be.
I think Toledo is playing better football right now than the Florida Gators. I think Florida obviously has better skill position players, better players on paper, but I think Toledo is a better football team right now than the Florida Gators.
So what you're saying is Billy Napier is a fraud.
There was so much optimism in Napier, but I think he's completely lost that team.
Russ Mitchell on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. Good enough to hang out with us here on Wednesdays. All right. Hopefully we have
Moose.
It's Paul, actually.
I know it's
Moose or Paul.
I know it's Paul, but I'm still going to throw Moose under the bus.
Well, I'm going to sit here and tell you it's on your end and you need to fix it.
Moose, it's not me, man.
It is you, Ross. We just did this yesterday.
The phone still echoes when you call me Moose.
That's why I had you call us.
Phone. This is now the computer.
We gotta go. Have a great day. We'll see you later. That is Russ Mitchell. It's AFR. You want to see 2020? Call 924-2020 for the Williamson High Center. He's blaming Moose. Well, I know it's the video side. I'm blaming Moose. 924 Moose. You're just a dump truck over here, bro. 924-2020. Or WilliamsonEye.com. Call Dr. Blake Williams. Remember, eye care, eyewear, and eye surgery. You can get your eye exam. If you wear contacts and glasses, you can get your prescription updated, or you can buy your glasses and contacts at the Williamson Eye Center. And, of course, if you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever, just schedule a consultation with Dr. Blake Williamson over at the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. Okay, by the way, Otter gave us one play last night. Money line and run line. Split your bet on the Phillies. Boom. Double hit last night. Let's keep it rolling. He's already had those plays up for a couple hours now at LouisianaSports.net. So if you're not checking LouisianaSports.net for the Otter Locks earlier, what are you doing? It's AFR.
After further review.
GLO, GlowResources.com. They are complete employer solutions. Tell you all the time about Glow Resources. I love telling you about Glow. One of the things, of course, whenever we talk about their success rate, right, when Glow Resources finds an employee for your business, it's a 93% success rate. Like, let that sink in a little bit. 93%. And if for whatever reason the employee they hire for your business doesn't work out, they'll either give you a prorated refund or they'll find a replacement for free. So they stand behind the work they do. Also, at Glow Resources, they just do such a great job with culture. The people that work there love to work there. They conduct more than 15,000 interviews over the course of a year. So they're so good at what they do, and it's a fun work environment. They're fun to work with. It's Glow Resources. Check them out online. GLO, GlowResources.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all you can eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here. Hump Day edition of AFR presented by Pluckers. One thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Lofton Staffing Services. At Lofton, we put people to work. Call us today at 924-0200 or go to lofton.jobs.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter 2-0 last night. Money line, run line on the Phillies. Let's keep it going. How are you?
Well, good. We busy over here at the Queen. I got 3 of the 4 picks. Hunt posted them on the website. They're in action right now, but nothing changed. So the Dodgers -1.5 on the run line.
All right, Dodgers on the run line. I'm looking at a live line right now. You have it there at the casino?
Yeah, about -15.
Where is it? I think it's off the board on the app right now, Otter.
Yeah, well, all right, we'll go down to the Astros money line.
Okay. Astros money line, $1.15.
Okay, yep. Framber Valdez, he's hot right now. And, just extra inning win for the Astros last night. San Diego's playing well, too. But Valdez is just a little bit hotter than Cease at this point.
Okay.
Cincinnati, no score, bottom of the first. That should be pretty much the same as it was, but +120.
$1.20, you got it?
Yep, +120 and against Atlanta. So you still don't see that's because the Marlins have a runner at third and 1 out right now. So It's probably getting a cheaper price. Do you see anything on Dodgers yet?
It's not popping. I keep refreshing. It's not popping up yet.
All right, let's go to a little bit later. Remember, we lost that 5-1
there it
lead
is.
on Monday night.
Wait, it locked out. Dodgers minus $1.54, minus $1.66 now.
No, run line.
No, run line. The run line is locked right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's odd.
I'll let you know when it pops back up.
Okay. We go to Detroit and Kansas City. That I mean, Detroit was down 5-1 to one of the hottest pitchers in baseball, in Seth Lugo. They come back and win that. They win again last night in extra innings. And they are, you go back to the last 35 games, they are 24-10 their last 34. That is number one in Major League Baseball. Now they're coming with a hammer tonight, and Tariq Skubal is going to win the Cy Young. So we're going to Detroit on the money line at Kansas City to try and finish off the sweep.
All right, Detroit, $1.35. One more check here on the Dodgers. All right, it's money line's minus $1.80. Run line is minus $1.05.
Yep, yeah. Detroit, 14 games over 500. Like I said, their last
1 minute remaining.
34 games. Everybody but the White Sox in that division. The Twins, the Guardians, the Royals, and the Tigers, all above 500. And they're only a game and a half out of the wild card spot right now. So they're on fire right now, playing good baseball, and got the best pitcher in the American League on today as well.
Otter, where are you tomorrow?
We're at the original walk-ons, getting ready for LSU UCLA. So warming the seat for Hester and his boy from Ohio State. They get a Saturday gig.
Very good.
Carpenter. Yeah.
Astros, Reds, Tigers, Dodgers. Dodgers on the run line. The other three plays are money line plays tonight. Those are your Otter Locks, which, of course, you can get at LouisianaSports.net as well. Thank you, Otter.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right. Thanks. Same to you. Otter had a good night last night. Keep it rolling. We'll have some football. Lee Sterling will be here tomorrow with his best bets. Certainly we'll get bets on Thursday night football, college, and NFL. So looking forward to a really, really good night. By the way, Moscona Tea returns tomorrow. Will be at Curbside. Muse Pauly, thanks. See you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Get on down the road. Remind you about Supper Club, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. Fired up about this, y'all. They have made it official, and they sent out the list. It is now the Thursday wine series over at Supper Club. They did this as a one-off last week after the storm. They popped open a bottle of Chateau Margaux. It's a $3,700 bottle of wine on the menu. They popped it open, sold it by the ounce for $50 an ounce, just to give people an opportunity to try a bottle of wine that maybe they might not otherwise ever have an opportunity. It was such a success. They went through 2.5 bottles last week at Supper Club. So now every Thursday, Chef Layton and the staff, they're putting together their Thursday wine series where they're essentially going to do that. They're going to pop open a rare wine, and they're going to sell it by the ounce. So get there early. It's there while it lasts. Tomorrow, this Thursday, 100 Acre Wrath out of Napa. It's a $1,700 bottle on the menu. You can drink it for $50 an ounce. It's at Supper Club.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-90.